Healing through unexpected love is a theme that resonates deeply because it mirrors the way life often works quietly, subtly, and without warning. The protagonist of the story had endured heartbreak that left her feeling hollow, as though a part of her had been permanently lost. She moved through her days on autopilot, going through familiar routines while carrying the invisible weight of disappointment and loss. Her world was shaped by the memory of someone who no longer existed in her life, and the pain had become a kind of companion she couldn't shake. She had built walls around her heart, convincing herself that she could protect what remained by closing herself off from connection. Yet, even in her brokenness, there remained a faint spark of hope, buried deep beneath the layers of sadness and cynicism. It is in this delicate, almost invisible space that the possibility for unexpected love enters, proving that even the most guarded hearts are not beyond healing. The encounter with the person who would eventually bring love into her life was completely unplanned. He wasn't introduced through mutual friends, or at a moment when she was actively searching for love. Instead, it happened in an ordinary setting, a park bench, a simple conversation, an awkward, charming mistake that sparked laughter. These seemingly insignificant moments are powerful because they remind us that life doesn't always unfold according to our carefully laid plans. Love, in its purest form, often finds us in our most ordinary circumstances, when we are not trying to control the outcome. It catches us off guard, breaking through the walls we have built and reaching the parts of us we thought were unreachable. What makes this kind of love so transformative is its gentle nature. It doesn't demand immediate vulnerability or force a rapid healing process. Rather, it provides the space for the protagonist to feel safe, to rediscover joy, and to explore connection at her own pace. The presence of this unexpected love acts like a mirror, reflecting back the possibility of hope and happiness that she had long forgotten. Through shared laughter, tender moments, and small acts of care, the protagonist begins to sense that her heart, once fractured, can begin to knit itself together again. The love she encounters doesn't erase her past pain, but it offers a reason to believe that life can still be beautiful. This theme reminds us that healing is often nonlinear. We cannot always predict when, where, or how love will enter our lives. Sometimes it comes disguised as friendship, as a random encounter, or as a moment that seems trivial at first. Yet, when we allow ourselves to be present, even in our brokenness, we create the possibility for something extraordinary. Unexpected love teaches us that the act of opening up, even just a little, can initiate profound healing. It demonstrates that no matter how fractured a heart may feel, there is always a chance for connection that can restore, nurture, and bring us back to life in ways we never imagined. Love doesn't always arrive with grand gestures or dramatic declarations. Sometimes, the most profound love is the kind that doesn't try to fix, change, or erase the scars we carry. In the story, the protagonist had been through a heartbreak that left her fragile and cautious. She had spent so long hiding behind walls, protecting herself from the possibility of being hurt again, that she had forgotten what it felt like to truly trust someone. When the new person entered her life, he didn't come with promises of instant happiness or a solution to her pain. He simply existed as a steady presence, offering patience, understanding, and a willingness to meet her exactly where she was. This kind of love is revolutionary in its simplicity. It doesn't attempt to erase the past or demand immediate recovery. It honors the journey of healing and respects the pace of the broken heart it encounters. The transformative power of this love lies in its patience. Healing cannot be rushed, and attempting to force it often creates pressure and resistance. The protagonist's new companion understood that her fragility was not a flaw to be fixed, but a part of her story to be acknowledged and cherished. By simply being there, sharing small moments of laughter, listening without judgment, offering gentle encouragement, he allowed her to begin the delicate process of rebuilding trust in herself and in others. In this way, love becomes a sanctuary, a safe harbor where the protagonist can gradually rediscover her own strength and self-worth. It is not the dramatic rescuer of fairy tales, but the quiet, persistent presence that helps someone feel whole again. This form of love also teaches an important lesson about vulnerability. Many people associate love with grand gestures or the immediate alleviation of loneliness, but true love is often revealed in the consistent, patient ways someone shows up for us. The protagonist's experience highlights that love does not have to fix every broken piece to be meaningful. Instead, it holds space for those pieces, allowing them to coexist, gradually softening the edges of pain without denying it. In the process, it creates a sense of security and acceptance that the protagonist had been missing for so long. The act of being loved in this way is healing in itself, because it validates her existence and her emotions without judgment or expectation. By witnessing the steadfastness and care of someone who simply chooses to stay, the protagonist begins to understand that love is not about perfection or immediate resolution. It is about acceptance, patience, and the willingness to walk alongside someone through their struggles. The beauty of this love is that it doesn't erase her past or claim to have all the answers. Instead, it provides a mirror of compassion and steadiness, reflecting the possibility of growth, trust, and intimacy that the protagonist had thought was lost. In this quiet, unwavering way, love becomes not a fixer of hearts, but a companion in healing, a force that nurtures, uplifts, and allows broken pieces to find a place where they belong. Hope and renewal are the quiet miracles that arrive when we least expect them, often when life feels like it has reached its heaviest point. The protagonist of the story had endured the kind of heartbreak that makes the world feel smaller, colder, and uninviting. She had come to accept that the best she could hope for was numbness, that the sharp edges of disappointment were something she would carry forever. Each day felt repetitive, colored by the memory of loss and the weight of loneliness. Yet even in the depths of despair, life has a way of reminding us that endings are rarely permanent, and that renewal can be found in the most unexpected ways. The arrival of love in her life was neither planned nor sought. It came as a surprise, gentle and unassuming, like a quiet sunrise breaking through storm clouds. The unexpected nature of love is what makes hope possible. When someone appears in our lives without warning, offering compassion, laughter, and warmth, it reminds us that life is never truly static. The protagonist's journey demonstrates that no matter how broken we may feel, there is always a chance for new beginnings. The love she encountered did not erase her past, nor did it magically remove her pain, but it offered her a vision of possibility, proof that happiness, connection, and emotional renewal can exist even after deep heartbreak. This reinforces a universal truth. Hope often arrives when we've convinced ourselves that it cannot, and renewal emerges when we least expect it, offering a second chance at life, love, and self-discovery. Renewal in this story is subtle, almost imperceptible at first. It is found in moments of laughter shared, in quiet conversations that stretch into the night, in the gentle encouragement to see life in color again. Each small interaction chips away at the remnants of despair, allowing the protagonist to feel joy without guilt, to trust without fear, and to open her heart again without reservation. What makes this so powerful is the reminder that healing and hope do not always require dramatic gestures. They often appear as a steady presence, a kind word, a touch, or even the simple act of showing up consistently. Through these small, steady acts, the protagonist begins to believe in the possibility of happiness once more, and in doing so, discovers that renewal is not just about external circumstances, but also about rediscovering herself. This sense of hope is transformative because it reframes the way the protagonist sees the world. Painful experiences are no longer seen as permanent, and heartbreak is no longer a defining factor of her identity. Instead, life becomes a series of moments, some heavy, some light, in which love, connection, and joy can emerge unexpectedly. By embracing the possibility that life can surprise her, she learns that hope is not passive. It is alive, present, and available to those who are willing to remain open to the unknown. In this way, the story becomes a testament to the resilience of the human heart, illustrating that even in our lowest moments, love has the power to renew, restore, and teach us that beginnings can appear where we least anticipate them.